Alright guys, we're back working on the bike again and trying to figure out this rear fender. See, we've got it, we had to open up these holes a little bit, get everything kind of lined up to where everything is straight. And now you can see that this side sticks out further. So now we're trying to come up with some type of mount that will, maybe a strap that comes through here that bolts under the tag so it'll be hidden, where we can actually move this into place and kind of bolt it down a little better at the back. It's pretty common for these to stick out and have a different angle than the bags on all the ones that I've seen. But this one sticks out a little bit too far on this side, so it needs to be kind of twisted and brought in, and we're gonna have to come up with something to fix that, but see what we can do.
This is my good side.
Well, either one, I suppose. So we got Caleb here and Daddy over here working on the bike, and we might have got something figured out on the bar. So what we're gonna do is use the stock bolts here, use this one on each side, and got some regular steel here, and we're actually gonna make a bracket that kind of runs down through there with a slot in it, so we can move this back and forth, and obviously it'll be trimmed up and cut off, and that will run down here to this bracket that Daddy has made, which is pretty awesome. Slowly bending it, and that'll fit in right behind the tag area so that we can bolt a couple, carriage bolts right in here, nice and flat in there. And then this will have a hole drilled in it, and it will bolt to the end of the rod, and then that will allow us to pull it all together and adjust this where we want it, and then lock those down, and it'll be set. Should be. That's our hopes anyways. So I think it'll work. All right guys, so we went ahead and did our tag bolts, got everything lined up, cut those out, and it makes more sense to use the bottom two tag bolts just to through bolt into the bracket that we're gonna use here. So that's gonna work out really good. So next thing I do is get this thing lined up on there, mark some holes in it, mark some spots in it, drill some holes in it, and go from there. There's the tag mounted. You see we've got the bar right there. Ended up using the top holes, and I think that's gonna work out pretty good. So now we're gonna run our bracket from here to here, and we're gonna have a little slot in there so we can adjust it. And then that should be able to pull this in like we need it to be and get it straightened up. Also got the new derby cover on there and the little shift shaft cover there where I removed the rear. It looks pretty good. All right guys, so here is the bracket that we came up with. So that kind of goes and bends over, goes down to the other one, kind of attaches there, and that's allowing this to kind of pull in and move up, and we can lock those down pretty easily there. The other side is pretty much the same, but there's the bolts and everything on it. So that's giving us some amount of adjustability that we can independently move this thing now. So I think that's gonna work. Might have to keep tweaking on a little bit, but it's getting there. All right, so there's everything put back together, and they're gonna be a little bit off because that's just the way all of these are for some reason. But it's definitely, we've got it where it's tweaked back where it's supposed to be. That looks pretty good. It doesn't look, crazy obvious anymore. And I think it's gonna look even better once we get this line taken care of all the way up to there. I think it won't look as obvious that that's coming out. I think that's gonna look pretty good, but that's it. I think that's gonna work. So also got the grips on here. They're all matchy. Looks pretty good. So it's coming together. Hopefully we can get that part finished up. right, guys? Don't forget, you can get $25 off of ceramic coating the Armor Shield 9 from Avalon King by putting HiRevz 25 in at checkout at avalonking.com.